Good evening. My name is Angelina ELISHA Anak AREDYJOY from SMK St. Elizabeth, Cebu, Sarawak. Today, I'm going to discuss on one of the nationalists of Sarawak named ROSLI bin DHOBY. ROSLI DHOBY, born on 18 March 1932, was a Sarawakian nationalist from Kampung Pulo, Cebu, Sarawak. He was well known for his assassination of Sir Duncan George Stewart, the second governor of colonial Sarawak, in 1949. Originally, ROSLI started his career as a teacher, but in 1947, as British threatened to halt Sarawakian protesters who protest for Sarawak's handover, ROSLI, being one of the civil servants, quit his job. Prior to teaching, he worked for Utusan Sarawak, a local newspaper, where he published nationalistic poems such as Panggilanmu Yang Suci under the pen name Lidrus. ROSLI's love for his nation was then noticed by his old friend Awang Rami Amit, who introduced him to Rukun 13, a secret nationalist organization, in 1949. At first, the members of Rukun 13 plot to eliminate the newly appointed governor of Sarawak, Sir Charles Alden Clarke, in 1947. However, their plan to assassinate the governor only took flight when Sir Duncan George Stewart assumed the role in 1949. On 3rd December 1949, Sir Duncan George Stewart finally made his first public appearance in Cebu after he was appointed as the second governor of Sarawak. Naturally, his arrival received a thunderous reception from the locals, but unbeknown to him, lightning was about to strike from the 100 in attendance. As Sir Duncan George Stewart struck through the crowd, he stopped to inspect an honor guard and was approached by a seemingly innocent group of students. Among them was ROSLI and his accomplice, Moshidi Sidek, who pretended to be a photographer. Moshidi politely requested to take a photograph of Stewart, to which the governor obliged. It was in those few moments when the daring ROSLI leaped from the background and plunged his knife deep into the distracted governor's chest. As the governor's white jacket slowly turned crimson with blood, ROSLI and Moshidi were instantly detained and was sent to Kuching for trial, and later into imprisonment. As for Sir Duncan George Stewart, despite suffering from a deep stab wound, he is reported to have tried to carry on until the blood began to seep through his white uniform. The governor was flown back to Kuching for treatment and later to Singapore, where he died a week after the incidents at the General Hospital in Singapore. Despite the successful assassination, ROSLI's fight for his nationalism led him to the hangman noose on 2nd March in 1950, where he and his compatriots Moshidi, Awang, and 2 other Rukun 13 members were hanged for their crime at Kuching prison. Fearing the resentment of the local population, the British government did not allow ROSLI's body to leave the prison. Instead, his body was interred in an unmarked grave within the prison compound. After 46 years resting in the prison compound, the remains of ROSLI DHOBY were moved out of Kuching Central Prison to be buried in Sarawak Heroes Mausoleum near An-Nur Mosque in his hometown of Cebu on 2nd March 1996. He was given a state funeral by the Sarawak government. Although ROSLI didn't live to see this tribute, he and the other Rukun 13 members will always be remembered as the frontrunners of Sarawak independence, heroes who stood up against the colonizer and fought bravely for the beloved land. From the spirit of ROSLI DHOBY and his compatriots in fighting for the independence of Sarawak, we learn that age is not a factor to hinder us from showing our love to our country and nation. We should be thankful for the sacrifice that ROSLI DHOBY had made, for he had helped to awaken the nationalism spirit in Sarawakian at that moment. Since then, people began to realize that anything is possible as long as they are willing to fight for their beloved land. We should always teach the younger generations to always keep fighting and put their priorities to uphold their country's name in all aspects. That's all from me. Thank you.